We had been everywhere. We had really seen nothing, and I catch myself thinking today that our long journey had only defiled with a sinuous trail of slime the lovely, trustful, dreamy, enormous country that by then, in retrospect, was no more to us than a collection of dog-eared maps, ruined tour books, old tires, and her sobs in the night, every night, every night, the moment I feigned sleep. Estimates from the National Children's Alliance reports that 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 13 boys in the United States will experience childhood sexual abuse. Imagine you are that child. Your name is Angela, and you have short brown hair. You wear a red jewel in your hair because you once loved that color. You were small and short, and now you've grown tall, but you stayed small inside. You only remember bits, smells, and pieces. Those pieces fall around you and burn you, they strike you, they slice you. You don't have a story to tell because it was never your story alone. But you were asked. You were asked to guard your memories in a small brown box, buried above the ceiling, under the lights, and in the dark, cold light. You cover the box with your entire body. You are quick to anger, to tears, to violence. You are the box, and the box is you. Sometimes when you move your hands, it feels like a puppet tugging at a pair of strings. Sometimes when people talk to you, you can't hear them at all. People smell the anger on you. They look at you like a dog backed into a corner. Eventually, they stop trying to offer you bits of food and send you back on the street. The waft of men's cologne and mama's laundry detergent in the air always sends you home. Angela is the first person that James Sunderland meets in Silent Hill 2. She buries her head in a broken cemetery, and upon touch backs away. She's a dog in the corner and a dog in a park, lost. In our first encounter with Angela, she points the way to Silent Hill, noting the fog and warning of monsters, saying, "I think you should stay away." When pried for more information on whether the town is dangerous, Angela remarks, "Maybe." She is uncertain, unclear, and angry. She retorts that she is not lying, frustrated at James' inability or failure to recognize her pleas or to believe her at all. Children who are asked to provide details regarding their abusers are often met with a cynicism that an adult trying in desperation to talk to a child can only exhibit. You stand small, peering across the hard silver table. A short man, smelling of stale cigarettes and old coffee, leans forward, closer. And despite trying so hard, despite crying, despite all of it, you are taken back home. You recognize the smell of bleach and the folded laundry, which only happens when the short man comes for a visit. He says it will be okay. He tells Mama that you should talk to another man, but the state won't pay. The door closes. This is the first time that you learn to stay small. This is the first time that you learn that no one at all, is coming for you. The next time that we see Angela, she's holding a knife, looking at herself in the mirror, laying on her side. She sinks back into the floor and emphasizes that she still hasn't found her mother. And for a brief moment, we see 2 Angelas, one of her here in this moment, and one in the reflection. 2 of her, two seeking, two splits, two memories. She rapidly switches between anger and sadness, fear and hopelessness in a span of seconds. Despite offering help, Angela gives James the knife and runs to find her mama, once again, a small child. From a very young age, you knew that you wanted out, so desperately and so permanently. You would beg if you could, but you know that there are some tasks that only you can accomplish. You've thought out the process. You planned on it, like fixing a broken garbage disposal. First, you will make sure that the garbage disposal is off. Then, you will take your hand, removing your rings and your bracelets, and lifting up your sweater to your elbows. You plunge your hand into the disposal, feeling through rotten, stinking, slimy food. Food that fell from someone else's mouth, wet, liquid, indeterminably squishing around your hand. 3 sharp blades waiting to slice. You will place your hand right there between the first and the third blade, as simple as that. And in that horrible moment, you will experience a fleeting sense of freedom. If only you could just turn the switch on. An important note is that we see Angela through the eyes of James. We see everything through the eyes of James. Now, as a character, he's deeply beloved to me, but I would do this story a disservice to frame James as a purely selfless individual. In fact, James is single-minded, selfish, and at times he is cruel. Only when pushed to the brink will James question more than what he sees, or even think beyond his single-minded purpose. Angela, like so many other girls, is seen through what James lets us see, or maybe what he wants us to see. James takes the knife when asked by Angela to hold it for me. When attempting to take the knife, she recoils in anger and almost instantly states, "Sorry, I've been bad, please don't," and then places the knife on the table, rushing from the room. James can take the knife from the table, an action that can affect his outcome as well. In fact, glancing at the knife more than a few times in the original Silent Hill 2 can change one of the many possible endings. In the next scene, we see Angela again. She's facing a statue which James also looks at during the game at differing periods. She states that she's still looking for her mama, and then quickly admits that nothing here really stays the same, further emphasizing that her mother doesn't even want to see her. James tries to offer her some sort of comfort by stating that he would help her and that he's happy to see her. Both statements which cause Angela to have a strange mix of anger, frustration, and sadness. At his attempt to touch her, she screams, running away. Sometimes we spend the rest of our lives looking. Maybe at first we don't know what we're looking for, but we cross an old street and we see an old house. We think back for a moment of a place that used to exist. Or did it? We find ourselves oh so quickly and painfully taken back, screaming and kicking to that very first memory. The carpet under your toes and sometimes your face. The sheets were stained and dirty, and there was a desperate desire to be good. I'll be good. I'll be good. In those moments, Silent Hill plateaus before us. peering down. The memories wedge themselves in. They wedge right into those tight little spaces crammed in the nook of your amygdala and your hippocampus. And that's where you live now. But that place isn't home, and that place never existed like you remember. The next time we see Angela, she's crouched on a dirty floor, begging James and telling him that she'll be good. James pleads for her to recognize him. And at that moment, they are both face to face with Daddy. Angela's father is presented in an abstracted approach. The edges are just clear enough to infer what he represents: a twisted, disgusting form, warped and bleeding and morphed into a bed. He is flesh wrapped around and around. After James manages to kill him, Angela will kick his rotten mound of flesh. And when James warns her that it's over, she provides us with a monologue that has had an impact on many people.
Or maybe you think you can save me? Will you love me? Care for me? Heal all my pain? That's what I thought.
Pain eventually threatens to twist you. It takes form and it begs to be created in your own image. You find yourself slipping back into the same little girl. You're the little girl who's running, and the little girl who can't run. And you're the grown woman who would have everyone else feel the exact same pain. You cycle manically through these phases, and for years, and for some people, a lifetime. I made this tapestry of those two tiny lines. Will you love me? I worked for over 80 hours, and I twisted stitch by stitch 27,000 fucking stitches. My hands were burning by the end. I knew, in reality, that this is not something anyone wants. This is not something anyone wants reflected or referenced in their home. There is no critical acclaim that will come from these 27,000 stitches. But it was burning so bad. It was so hot, and I had to get out. I had to peel it out of me. Many times, I dream about that trailer, and I dream about that back door, the one I almost fell out of when I was sleepwalking. I dream about the closet where the monster lived, and I dream about under the bed where the other monster lived with the long fingers and the short legs. I dream about running. I dream about ripping the front door off and sprinting down the Caliche Road. Now I am no longer a little girl at all. I'm tall, and I look down at the stairwell and at the hallway and at the flaming doors. I know that I can shut the door or I can run out the door, but neither choice will ever change what that house was, or what that house is now in my mind. Agent Dale Cooper once stated that I would like in general to treat people with much more care and respect. I would like to climb a tall hill, not too tall, and sit in the cool grass. I too hope, in general, to be much kinder to the little girl at the bottom of the stairs. I leave you with this from Peter Watts' blog in 2016. And I believe that heaven is full of trees and shrubbery that have dark green and blue leaves, blue on the tip of the leaves, and trees with dark green and red leaves, red on the tips of the leaves. And I believe heaven has lots of streams and lakes and waterfalls and beaches that all glisten in a soft, glowy translucence. And I believe that in heaven I can reach up my hand to the sky and pick a star right out of the sky and hold it in my hands and adore it. And I believe that I can bring that star home with me. And I believe that there are many, many beautiful unicorns in heaven. And I believe that all the unicorns can talk to the good people, Ender beings, just like I talk to my cat, Blueberry Panda.